and it is my great pleasure to welcome to the stage my friend, Craig Fisher.
How's everybody doing? All right. Can you hear me okay? Okay. I'm Craig. If you don't know me yet, we're going to get to know each other today very, very well. If you were to ask someone in brand marketing at your organization, how many customers does it take to visit our website to get a conversion? They could tell you that, right? They could absolutely tell you that. If they couldn't, they would be fired because that's their only job, attract people and convert them. That's what we're supposed to be doing as well. But how many of you in this room feel like your company is good at converting? You have really high conversion rates. There's maybe one? No, there's not any. Okay. How many in this room feel like you're really good at tracking conversions? Couple? And here's the thing that gets me. How many of you in this room would feel like you could even influence a way to get to where you could track conversions? A couple, right? We should all have that kind of influence. You're all worthy of having that conversation and proving it with data that, look, it costs money for people to click on our ad if they don't convert. It costs us money. What it tells the algorithm in Indeed or Google or LinkedIn or wherever that job is sitting, tells the algorithm that, wow, we better spend more money on this job because people aren't converting. And if we leave it up to their conversion metrics, well, they're converting because they clicked. Okay, that's also a waste of money because we don't know what happens after that. And if you do have that integration, if you're lucky enough to have that integration and you let Indeed apply, just take over and send you candidates that don't have to answer any qualifying questions, but it's easy, right? It's easy. But you get 1 million candidates that aren't accurate for your job. That also costs extra money that you don't have to spend. Now, the other thing you can do with this is build the persona of the diversity hire that you want, okay? And you're going to make assumptions about those people too. What are their needs? What are their pains? And how can you answer those needs and pains with things that are great about your organization and that job you're trying to attract them to in a job advertisement? How can you get people in your company on video talking about that job in a way that answers their needs, their pains? Then you build a persona. This is one we did for DaVita. You can't find all the answers in your head and by asking your coworkers. It's fun to do that exercise, though, this exercise here. It's fun to do it in a group setting with your recruiting team, right? And get them to put sticky notes on the board, right, in the quadrants to answer all those things. What does the candidate think, feel, do? Who are they influenced by? What do they see? What do their friends say? What are their needs? What are their wants and dreams? Do that exercise, then build these personas. So you have a good idea, right? You've got a roadmap. Who are you trying to attract? So in a job description, you want to speak directly to a candidate first. You're the type of person who loves to interact with customers, delight them, and make an impact on how they feel about our organization. We're looking for people like you. Think about what we could do together. We're going to talk a little bit about AI writing tools. AI helps. You can't leave it up to the computer, though. You can't leave it up to the bot. You have to physically read it and edit it because they don't come out perfect. But they do give you some variety. It's great for writer's block. ChatGPT is fantastic. Jasper is really good, but it's expensive. Writer, R-Y-T-R, I feel is as good as Jasper, but cheaper. Wordplay is great for long-form stuff, blog posts, reports, things like that. I want you to quit kicking the can down the road. You ever go to your weekly meeting with XYZ vendor, and you've got a list, and somebody goes off on a tangent, and before you know it, 30 minutes is up, and you can't finish the list. And so you say, all right, we'll continue this next week. And things just don't happen. I was recently with the Key. I just rolled off that project. Sky is here from the Key. She is my partner in crime there. And we got all this stuff done in a couple of months because we quit kicking the can down the road. We said, you know what? We're not going to take this to next week. We're going to offline answer all these things today and get this stuff fixed. We're not going to take, okay, we'll get back to you on that from our vendors. No offense, vendors, but you know that's how it goes, right? We're going to demand excellence of ourselves and our partners. We implemented a chatbot because we were sending our candidates either directly from Indeed Apply to our recruiters, and they weren't qualified, so our conversions were terrible because we didn't ask any knockout questions there. And then the other alternative was send them directly to the ATS, where they hit a firewall and had to log in and had to remember their password, and this didn't work. So we implemented a chatbot that jumped over the firewall, put a candidate record directly in the ATS, asked some qualifying questions so our conversion rates were good, moved them along in the process. Progress is good. Okay, remember that. And it takes about 30 seconds now to get through it versus the 10 minutes it took before, plus sometimes 20 minutes on the back end trying to upload stuff to the system. 10 minutes, and it creates a new candidate record in the ATS or updates an existing candidate record and gives the candidate the ability to schedule a calendar invite with the recruiter for their interview if they answered the questions right. Most of these projects take months. Months. We did this in weeks. Okay? Demand excellence. Have the conversation. Do your homework. Be prepared when you get on that call to know what to ask for. Okay, and then prove it. Track your conversions. Figure it out. How do we understand, are we converting? What things that we're spending money on work and which ones don't? A/B test. This is not rocket science. It's straightforward stuff. Push your organization to be better. Push yourselves to be better. Because you got this. You can do this. That's the end of the slide. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you, people. Thank yourselves for making this industry better. I appreciate you.